Hi, this is Matthew Kim with JK News. We have Mr. Chris McGahey, the Economic Development Manager for the City of Duluth, and he's going to go over the benefits of annexation into the City of Duluth.
Thank you, Matthew.
Well, the first question that people may have is regarding the taxes and the city taxes. What would the changes be? As far as we know, the taxes would be minimal. What would the major benefits be for joining into the City of Duluth?
Thank you, Matthew. Each property will have its tax calculated individually. So in some cases, there could be significant savings in taxes. In other cases, you may actually cost you some money, or it may be equal. The real benefit to belonging to the City of Duluth is that you have access in an immediate way to the services that the city provides. These range from immediate police protection with the finest police force that's in the metro Atlanta area, our planning department, which is streamlined and can evaluate your proposals quickly, our inspection department, which is very responsive to your needs, and our business license department. We also have alcohol policies that are different from the county.
Well, Gwinnett County already has a police force. How would being a part of the Duluth Police be any different?
The Duluth Police are without doubt one of the finest trained forces in the metro area. The City of Duluth has the lowest crime rate. We have the best equipped police force, and the average response rate for a call to 911 is 3 to 5 minutes. They are also extremely visible. In other words, they will patrol your business, patrol your residence, and their main mission is to chase the bad guys away. So wherever the Duluth police are, crime is lower. Crime leaves the area and goes to the bordering area. So we have the finest police force, responds rapidly. We also have our own crime investigation units. We have a crime suppression unit. We have a K-9 unit. We have a SWAT team. We have all of the tools that we need to fight crime. We have an aggressive traffic enforcement. And the reason that is important is because criminals do not like to drive through the City of Duluth. They risk being stopped for a tail light out. We run those checks, we aggressively enforce the traffic rules, and therefore crime is as low as it can possibly be. And that is one of the major benefits to the police force.
Regarding the planning department, again, Gwinnett County has its own planning department. How would this be different?
Well, for a property owner, a business owner wishing to expand, time is actually money. And so the time you need from the time you file your permit or bring in your plan or ask for a rezoning, the rapidity with which we can respond to those needs are much faster. The county has an excellent planning department. It's just that in our case, we can provide you individualized attention in a rapid rate. Our inspection department can respond within 24 hours. So our speed and individual service is really the advantage to that. And we're in downtown Duluth. So you can come here, meet with our planning department, and have your case decided rapidly.
Well, how about fees? For example, alcohol. Would they be cheaper or?
Yes, in most cases our fees are lower. In the case of alcohol, significantly lower. Our rules are a little bit different. Everyone complies with state law, but Duluth is flexible, and we're responding to the needs of the community. For instance, our package stores were tied to the census. One package store per 5,000. We recently did away with that rule. So now anyone wanting to expand to have their own package store, that is now allowed in the city limits of Duluth. So for instance, there is no tie to population. The other thing that we did recently was to allow taverns in the downtown. We currently have room for 4 taverns in the downtown. A tavern is an establishment which does not require food. It can serve beer, wine, and hard liquor. We're trying to do this to stimulate the economy of the downtown and to aid in our entertainment district.
What other programs have you created to help local Korean business owners?
Well, one of the things we created the Korean Task Force, and the mission of the Korean Task Force was to bridge the gap between the culture and to allow for our emergency officers and police to be able to respond to your address. If the language on the sign does not tell an English reading officer what the address is, we have no idea how to get to you quickly. So one of the missions of the task force was to encourage business owners to put English on their business locations so that our police responders could find out where you were. The other thing we noticed was that there are cultural differences in how you serve alcohol. For instance, Koreans like to have beer or wine served with the top on. State law says that we have to serve alcohol products with the top off. It's a minor thing, but it results in a large fine. So we created a Korean-based language alcohol training, and we have those here regularly at City Hall so that the business owners would not be fined. And we have cut down drastically on the fines that were being paid by establishments that were serving alcohol. So we reached out to make sure that the businesses could operate within the law and still accommodate cultural differences.
The Korean community in the city of Duluth represents about 25% of the population. And the representation of the Korean community within City Hall is very minimal at best. Do the city leaders really care about the Korean community?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question, because first, in America, the way you get involved is to register to vote and then run a candidate and get elected to office. That is open to any citizen. So if there are no Korean representatives on mayor and council, that is because their candidate has not run for mayor and council. So that is a responsibility that lies with the Korean communities. And I guess the first part of that is that Korean American, American Korean, we're all from somewhere else. And the way you get involved is to join the establishment, becoming members of authorities or boards. For instance, we appointed a Korean member to our alcohol board because of the issues that we were having in the Korean community. We selected representation. We have appointed a Korean judge that sits on our municipal court. And just recently we have hired a Korean lady to work in our finance department. Our police department also has Korean personnel. So the city is actually reaching out into the community, hiring Koreans, and encouraging them to get involved. We also have hired a new event planner who will be planning events that are focused on bringing the Asian community within our downtown. We have parks, beautiful spaces, and they're open to all, really whether you're a citizen or not. But we encourage all of the community to take advantage of these assets that the citizens have built and paid for.
I understand that you actually had a Korean K-pop star at a local music venue.
We have a theater in downtown Duluth called the Red Clay Theater. And currently we're utilizing it for live original music. Back in the fall, a young gentleman by the name of David Choi booked the theater. And the show was a sellout. There were 257 mainly teenage girls who could not drink a drop, so the bar really did not sell much that night. However, the concert was a great success. So it shows the power of the Korean ticket buyer, and that if you offer an entertainment product that is appealing, that it will be responded to. We're open to having, if there's an entertainer that you'd like to have at the Red Clay Theater, we have a system in place to get that entertainer booked. So we're open to that. Please avail yourself. Come down to the entertainment options that are in the Red Clay Theater.
Duluth recently changed its alcohol policy related to businesses. What are they?
Well, I mentioned them before. The significant thing was having package stores that were tied to population. The population did not grow as rapidly in the past census. Therefore, under the current rules, we would not have had the ability to allow a new package store in the city. There would have been the 4 or 5 that are already here. The council did away with that rule several months ago. So there are now new opportunities for package stores to be created or added on to. And that was not true in the past. And the other thing I mentioned was that trying to grow the downtown to create an entertainment district, we passed a tavern ordinance to allow for businesses to serve alcohol without the requirement that they serve food. In the rest of the city, there is a 50% requirement of food sales to alcohol. And that does create a problem. So we're opening the opportunities for new businesses to expand, especially related to alcohol.
So going back to the annexation, what's the timeline we can expect?
Well, we're actively engaged in contacting property owners now. I believe in the next 2 or 3 weeks we'll have a press conference and really open this up in a big way. Again, the reason for annexation is that we believe that the city of Duluth can offer services that will better the lives of the property owners, the community, the business owners, make it really part of the family that is Duluth. Duluth is 100 and something years old, which is old for America, not old for many parts of the world, but we have an established reputation, and we care about our community. And we care about it that it's becoming diverse, a truly international gathering of people from all over the world. If you look at the school system, it truly does look like the United Nations.
How far are we trying to expand the city of Duluth? To Gwinnett Place Mall, and why all the way to there?
Well, we had a study. We looked at all possibilities where we could grow the city. We established 13 annexation areas. Gwinnett Place Mall is one of those, and it is really probably the high priority target. The reason for that is the Gwinnett Place Mall itself is very important to the city of Duluth. It is where most people think the city is. Our city limits do not reach that far. Therefore, we cannot help in our planning. We cannot police. We cannot really affect positive change in that area. Through annexation, we believe that we can make it a better place to live, a better place to work, and a better place just to have fun. So it's vital to the area. It must thrive. Those businesses must work. And we believe that the city of Duluth can really assist and help that to happen.
Chris, thank you for your time. We appreciate the great answers that you've given us, and hopefully we can do what we can to help expand the city of Duluth.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate this opportunity.